Hey guys, it is Hannibal here from Archangel's Custom Toys, and today we are taking a look at the Alien vs Predator Battle Alien by Mcfarlane Toys. Now, this figure was released in 2004, sports multiple points of articulation, and comes with a diorama piece, which is a table with a dead body on it. I don't actually have that, I just have the figure. And as you saw in my tutorial, this was the very figure that we were fixing. So let's get it into a normal pose and we'll take a closer look. The figure's detailing is pretty good for the time it came out. Proportions are a bit weird, as you can see. The torso is a bit on the skinny side, while the arms are overly big. As you can see, the arms are pretty big, making this alien out to be a beefy thing. Like he's trained at the gym, done his arms and his leg day. But he's missed out his chest. The head sculpt is pretty decent for the most part. Now I'm filming outside, so you know. And I do like the look of this. The inner mouth does not extend on this, but you know what? It's not the end of the world, it's an older figure. Chest is pretty cool. The arms are nice and knotted. You have the tubes on the back, which are becoming quite soft. It's quite warm out here today. It's about 20 odd degrees. 27 degrees, I think, maybe even 30, I'm not sure. 30 degrees actually, so it's pretty warm, and this guy's becoming pretty soft. The legs, as you can see, I had to do the fixing there. They're quite nice looking, very knotted in the areas. You can see the membranes and the flesh here, and the big feet with peg holes, but does not have copyright, which is interesting. And the tail is quite nice and big. It's quite big. It's a big tail, probably about taller than the figure itself, which is interesting. However, you're mostly going to be using this as a third leg to stand him up, because the figure is a bit heavy. Now, I do not have the accessory for this, as I mentioned earlier in this video, but here is what it would have looked like. Okay, there is actually one of the accessories on eBay, and it comes with grids one as well, which is a little circle thing with the alien symbol and the gaps in, which is part of the temple, so it's part of the temple floor, and that's pretty cool. For size and scale comparisons, we are going to use a few characters. I have here the 1979 Big Chap, who I reviewed yesterday. A fantastic figure. Obviously, the NECA one of this guy will be a lot bigger. I have as well my Mutants 5-Field custom action figure. He will be getting reviewed shortly. He's standing at a bit of an angle. He's okay. With scaling, I think that's pretty decent. Frost is pretty short compared to the alien, but pretty tall as well. Ripley, however, is quite a tall lady. At least Sigourney Weaver was, so the scaling there is not too bad. And, of course, Newt. Yeah, this is the scale that matters most, I think, is Newt compared to these things. For articulation, the alien has a decent amount for the time that it came out. Now, the head can go down all the way, and because of this little mod that I did back here, and by the way, this leg loves to pop off, the head can go all the way back. Again, it wouldn't do that originally, it would just go to about there. But if you want to do that, just pop the head off and cut away a rectangular gap. It will also rotate, however, the peg's on an angle, so it does that. The shoulders are on a cut joint and will rotate. My bicep's damaged, unfortunately. I did that by accident. But the bicep, the elbow does rotate on both of them. Wrists are on a cut joint. The waist can rotate as well as crunch backwards, well, arch backs and crunch forwards. The legs are on a big meaty peg, as you can see, and can rotate forwards and backwards and go out to the side. This is the same for the other leg. The feet can hinge quite back, which is pretty decent, but I've taken a little bit of plastic out there to enable them to go forward more for more dynamic poses. The tail would originally rotate, but the joint actually broke during the fixing of it, a problem I had shortly afterwards. However, the tail is on a tremendous bendy wire. I mean, if you thought Big Chap could curl his tail really tightly, this guy can really do it. That's fantastic. Overall, this figure is pretty decent. Now, my few gripes are the fact that the joints are made of colour plastic, and he does not have knee articulation. The knee articulation would have helped, considering the Predators that Mcfarlane did also had knee articulation. Yeah, just like this guy, they had cut joint elbows. I don't know what goes on with Mcfarlane choices of articulation. However, their figures have become more articulated over the years, and even though this figure is not articulated, it deserves just as much respect as the figures you now collect today, because without these figures right here, we would not have ones as good as we do today, if not any today, to be honest. So, do I recommend this figure? It's quite difficult because he's old and hard to find. Most of them you find are mint and are a little scarce, and they do come at a hefty price. There was one of these on eBay, I think, that had a broken head. I've not seen that since, but if it was there, I'd buy it and try and repair the head, so then I have two aliens, or maybe even take this guy's upper body and pop it on that one's lower body, and then have, you know, a fully working alien, but maybe sort this arm out. I don't know. Make a perfect alien and have one that's got defective joints but still articulates. So, I've been Hannibal Wolfgang, and I will see you guys in the next video. And goddamn these flies!